Kathleen Norris, welcome to Melbourne and Australia. You're here to present at the UDIA National Conference talking about the Over-the-Rhine renewal project in Cincinnati. In 2001, Over-the-Rhine had 500 vacant commercial properties, 2,500 vacant residential apartments. Today, it's the toast of the Northeast. Vine and Main Street are activated business centres. You've got parks in Ziegler Park and Washington Park that are activated and vibrant with regular community events on. You've turned the precinct around. How did you do it?
Over-the-Rhine has an interesting position in Cincinnati, that it's at the fringe of our central business district. And it was decided by the city fathers that they could not allow it to continue to fail. The corporate community got behind the idea of revitalization. They brought city leadership, they brought financing, and they hired a very, very visionary executive to drive it forward.
So really interesting and topical for us here in Australia right at the moment. Can you take us through what the governance framework around that leadership was, in terms of who really drove it, who had responsibility for it, and particularly the public sector role in that leadership?
The civic leadership of Cincinnati did an unexpected and quite brave thing, which is that they basically outsourced redevelopment of this precinct to a newly formed not-for-profit. That not-for-profit was funded by the corporate community, and they brought in a very tough-minded leader who then reached out into the development community for assistance.
So Kathleen, we've talked about the leadership aspect of the Over-the-Rhine rejuvenation project. What about at street level? What about down at the granular level? How did it actually play out at the street with people coming in to do business?
We recruited them very, very aggressively and very specifically. We had a master plan. I actually developed a recruiting strategy for the neighborhood, and then I did what we call in my industry door knock recruiting. I went one-on-one and essentially persuaded people to see what I saw in Over-the-Rhine and to come and start businesses there. And our economic development agency was able to make a strong investment in those businesses. So we had the recruiting tools, the financial incentives to make it possible for someone to take a risk on the early stages of the neighborhood.